What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Hat Talk Live. It is a Friday night Wrestlemania preview show, and I am not going to waste any time getting our special guests to join in with me. I just removed one of them. He'll come back. Uh, Already off to a great start. We'll bring in Crazyhawk first. Welcome in. I just removed Gio by accident. Hopefully, he comes back quickly.
That's like the Shield turn. You just gave him
I know,
the
yeah, that was
chair
like
shot to the
I just
back.
super kicked him right in the face, and I gave Gio the heel turn. I removed you right
Yeah,
out.
you removed me. I was like ready, and then I said you've been removed. I like, oh,
Surprise!
heel turn.
Oh, the joke's been on you.
See what you did
Welcome,
there.
welcome in. How's everybody doing? We'll do a little chatter. And it's been a while since we've had you guys on the show and everything. So, welcome in.
How you guys doing?
Doing good, doing good.
I'm tired. I'm
Which,
tired. You were just out to dinner, right, Crazy Hawk? I think you were out for a nice little.
yeah, my dad and his wife came up from Alabama to visit my grandpa, and so the three of us were able to go out. Um, Last week he had sent a little bit of money, so that was my Joe was sponsored by my dad, and so tonight I got to return the favor and cover their meal, so it was a good time.
Awesome. Good for you. Good to get family together for sure.
Hmm.
Um, let's get right into it, right? I mean, that's what we're here for. People want to hear us talk about WrestleMania and the WrestleMania
WrestleMania
weekend for
weekend.
those that, fuck with the wrestling shit. So here we go. Let's get into it. We'll talk about the Hall of Fame quickly first. I'm going to remove this little thing because it's covering my head up here. All right. Did you guys even know that Kamala is going into the Hall of Fame this year?
I did not.
Why would that not be advertised? Like, I feel Kamala was enough of a star. Like, he's not one of those brush off fucking people.
Mm-mm.
They
They
didn't put it on anything. I never saw it.
Well,
Yeah, they even showed earlier the when they're talking about on SmackDown. Like it didn't show them on that either when it showed the whole panel of them.
yeah. So like, I did some like little research and like this. I actually pulled this from the Slam WWE card game, which is there's an app on the iPhone for it. Me and Gio are both playing around with it, but they had this thing on there like this week where there was cards for the class of 2025. And I'm like, was that Kamala that just popped up? And then when I went on and looked up, like he's in the legacy, like and I guess that's like better term for like the people we're just gonna like brush over real quick, like. And I think Dory Funk was one of them too. And I'm like, first off, I thought Kamala was already in the fucking Hall of Fame too.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize he wasn't even in there yet, but he's definitely not brush off material to me. Kamala was a main eventer at a time. I mean, he was a Hulk Hogan opponent.
Mm-hmm.
I
With the
don't
belly
think,
slap.
yeah, I don't think Kamala deserves to be just brushed over, but
Yeah.
he's not alive. That's part of it. Somebody
Yeah.
in his family, I think maybe his daughter or something, is going to accept the award for him. But still, like, I mean, I don't know.
Wasn't it
But
Slick that managed them or came out with them? Was it Slick or Heenan?
I think Slick might have managed, but he had Kim Chi too.
Okay.
There was like the keeper Kim Chi. So all right, we gave Kamala his flowers on Hat Dog Live. Hopefully, congratulations, Kamala. You deserve to be in the Hall of Fame before now. Undertaker's wife Michelle McCool will also be getting it.
Mm-hmm.
Well deserved.
Well, you think so?
Well, I've seen her since like a long time ago. I like her matches, heel turns and championships. I liked her. Seeing her
Yeah.
wrestle.
What was it? Her and the Layla.
Later,
They had the
It's
the
like Lay
title belt.
Cool.
title whenever they split it.
Yeah, it was like the best friends kind of title belt, like where it was in it, like it
Mm-hmm.
was locked in,
Yeah,
like a best friend necklace kind of thing. That was, kind of cool. So I did like her. I mean, she was in her day, she was one of the top divas and everything. So yeah, I mean, I guess she belongs in there too. Um,
Yeah, different time.
yeah, congratulations to her. Natural disasters also. This is before Geo's time, I think. I don't know how much you even
yeah.
remember earthquake and typhoon. Um, John
Yeah.
Tenta earthquake. He's also passed away, so he's no longer with us. But Typhoon, also Tugboat, and also
Mm-hmm.
Shockmaster.
Shockmaster. Yep.
Yes, so
Short-lived Shockmaster.
he has paid his dues as far as being tortured through the wrestling community for years of that joke of being the brunt of the joke. Like that Shockmaster debut, I don't even think is so much his fault. Like WCW gave him that shitty stormtrooper mask covered in
Mm-hmm.
glitter and said, "Okay, here you go, bust through this wall." He couldn't see in the mask at all, and then he falls and you guys can look it up. Look up Shockmaster debut. It is a long ago story that is just hilarious.
Still awesome clip though.
Yeah, it's funny as hell. And then the way that the other wrestlers that are there, it was on Flair for the Gold was the name of the talk show. It was like a Piper's Pit or Brother Love show type of thing back then. And it was Flair for the Gold. And I think so, right? I think it was Flair for the Gold. And he debuted crashing through a wall. So there you go. Lex Luger. Questionable history. I know that there's some people who have some mixed feelings about him. If you're somebody who believes in second chances, he has cleaned up his life. Apparently, he has done his work on himself and become a better person. But it doesn't completely erase some of the horrible shit that he was involved in. And some people, may disagree or agree, whatever, but he's going into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I mean, his WWE run's kind of mixed, but I thought he was also a part of a good group of people. So being friends with Sting and all them coming in WCW when it came in fresh and hot, and then the NWO thing. So I mean, he was good, but I think he was also kind of a lot of the right place, right time, right people situations.
Yeah, he was a big steroid guy. Obviously, like he was fucking jacked beyond jacked. One of the best bodies in the history of wrestling. But I mean, like it came with its price. And
the narcissist.
Yeah, the narcissist. And then the Lex Express, like his the slam Yokozuna and all that stuff. I think more of his Hall of Fame career comes from the WCW stuff. He was on the very first Nitro. As he left WWF at the time abruptly, and it was on the next night, like after his contract expired. He was in WWF one day, and then the next day he was in WCW. What else? I mean, he was one of the first to beat Hollywood Hogan. They did a big celebration. They all held him up on their shoulders on Nitro. He beat Hogan for the title, and then he lost it like the next 6 days later at Hog Wild.
Yeah.
So it was like, for what? Like, why did you even bother having Hogan lose if you're just going to make him drop?
Right.
I just remember in WWE whenever, because I think I watched it live when he came out to slam Yoko, and it just showed Yoko over there like eating the rice. The ball like he was going to gain 50 more pounds or something in the 10 minutes before Lex got there. So just a funny little scene.
Yeah, so he wouldn't be able to slam him.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Well, congratulations, Lex Luger. Apparently, and he wanted Sting to induct him, but Sting is apparently like kind of under contract with AEW, and yeah, that would not happen. So I guess DDP is going to do it, and DDP will definitely do a good job. So that'll probably be one of the best like induction speeches you'll hear, from somebody inducting someone tonight. So that's definitely going to be good. A new thing they're doing this year is a mortal moment where they are going to Hall of Fame immortalize a match into the Hall of Fame. And the first one they're going to do is going to be the WrestleMania 13 match between Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And this match, they did a double turn. Stone Cold went into the match as a heel, bad guy. Bret Hart started the match as a face, good guy. And over the course of the match, they swapped. And when they left, Stone Cold was a face, good guy, and then Bret was a bad guy.
Yeah.
So it was a great match. It was a memorable, great match. I don't know if I think that this should have been the first match that they do this with, but I know why they're doing it, and it's partially to get Stone Cold Steve Austin to be a part of this WrestleMania this year.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool that they're doing now the matches.
Yeah.
So interesting to see what they're gonna pick for the next couple years.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the matches that they always like, if you ask a lot of wrestlers, one of the matches that they usually reference as one of the greatest matches of all time is Steamboat versus Savage from WrestleMania 3. Like I've always heard tons of wrestlers mention that match. So I think that one has got to be within the next few. If they do this every year, it's probably within the next few years that they'll do that.
Yeah.
I think I think they'll do Hogan and Andre, but they held off because of, I think, Hogan's political stuff and being a little loud and not sure how it would be received. But you got to figure that one's going in too.
Yeah, I'm pretty disappointed by how Hogan is being treated by the audience lately. Like, and it's a mix of things, but like he is, I mean, like we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan. Like Hogan has a lot to do with the way the wrestling business went in the 80s and even in the 90s when he was in the NWO. He is a huge part of this history, and like he won't be here forever. What is he like? He's in his late 60s or 70 and
I think early 70s.
early 70. And so like to hear the fans, just like even somebody on McAfee today who dressed up as Hogan and they booed the shit out of him. And I'm just like, damn, like you're going to really shit on this guy right up until he dies, huh? Like, this is what we're going to do. Like, it's kind of really disrespectful. And like, I just like, I am still a Hogan fan. I will never forget the memories of Hogan as a child. Like he was the man during that time. Like it was Hogan's 80s. And then, the NWO obviously in the 90s, and then the Stone Cold Attitude Era. And you can go on and on, but he is definitely on the Mount Rushmore for me as far as greats of all time. So, but anyway, all right. So that's that. And then last but not least, Triple H going in on his own. He's already in as a DX member, but he's going in on his own solo. Triple H.
Okay.
Like I'm just again like. I know he's kind of running stuff, but how does my man get umpteen title belts? Like Undertaker has only had what, like one or two of the
you're talking about selling the belts.
I'm like, come on.
Yeah, this week they started selling these $750 belts, which, by the way, if you are interested in those, you can hit up the Fanatics link in my link tree. By all means, they're $750. By all means, hit that link when you go in there to purchase one of them. There's like, 6 different belts?
Mm-hmm.
Great. They're only $750, so yeah, right.
Go ahead and hit up that link in my link tree for that. We'll talk about Fanatics in a little bit also, but Shawn Michaels is going to induct Triple H into the Hall of Fame. That should be a good speech as well. I'm sure he's got like a hidden story or two to tell. But Triple H isn't, he doesn't have like the skeletons in his closet. He wasn't a drinker, he wasn't a partier or anything. So he lived a clean life and everything, and that's probably a testament to why he is where he is in the spot that he is now. Like he held himself like in a leadership role pretty much through his whole career, I feel. So,
yeah, every story you hear about him, it's like he was always the driver. He was always the one that was studying everything while the other guys were out partying, and so I mean he's had that reputation the whole time, like you said.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. So congratulations to him too. So I know he's watching. And just in between while we talk about wrestling stuff, let's talk about Dark Pick, new sponsor of Hat Talk Live. Got lots of great shirts on there, sleeveless shirts, T-shirts, inexpensive, like only like $22.99, $23.99, something like that. And you can use code Big T10 to save 10% off. Link is in my link tree. Dark Pick. Definitely check them out and grab something and show them some love for sponsoring the WrestleMania preview show and Hat Talk Live. I know you guys will probably pick up something at some point.
Yeah, pretty nice shirts.
Definitely. All right, let's get into WrestleMania. Night 1. Now, this is not the order of matches. I don't think this is going to be the order, but this is the order I put it in is kind of like the way it was laid out on the website. So, Rey Mysterio Jr. taking on El Grande Americano. Can you translate that for us? The big American, right?
Yeah, the big American.
Or okay, there you go. Or is
The
it the
big
great
or the
American?
great. It could mean both, the big or the great, whichever you want to use. Prefer.
Okay. All right. Who is under that mask?
Yeah, I keep wondering week after week who is under that mask. Like I just cannot figure it out. He
No.
looks so familiar, but I just can't put my finger on it.
And what about these tactics of implanting like a little metal plate underneath the mask to win matches? Like, don't
That
you
has
think that
to
that would
hurt.
hurt the person's head too?
That has to hurt. Like jumping from the top rope, like literally hitting the body with the head. It has to hurt,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I'm wondering how that like I know this is wrestling magic here, but I'm just like, all right, you're hitting him with a steel plate, but the steel plate is also on your head too.
'Cause he's a tactical genius. Obviously, he has padding between his head and the plate. That's
Okay.
why it hurts the other guy more so.
Okay. All right. Picks for this match. We're gonna move on from this one quickly because I don't think we need to spend too much time on this.
I'm gonna go with Ray, and I think the way that they should have done this match, mask versus mask,
Ooh.
like a
Mm.
traditional Mexican match, wrestling
Yeah,
match,
yeah.
mask
You know
mask
what?
versus mask.
I wonder if they could amend it and make it that like just before the match starts or something like that.
Right.
That's a good idea, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. That could be something.
Going
But
with Ray also, and I think there will be an unmasking. So I think towards
Yeah.
the end or afterwards, he unmasks this mystery man, whoever he may be, and
Yeah.
it's revealed to the world. 'Cause I think it's going to be like early on in the show also, so it'll be something fun, get the crowd going, that type thing.
Vic Alvarado is saying that Chad Gable should have been in the WrestleMania match against Ray. Now, I mean, are we saying that El Grande Americano didn't deserve to be in this spot? I mean, what did Chad Gable do to, what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's not
I
the
heard.
great American.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
heard he's gonna be on his corner, Grand Americano's corner.
could
So
be,
Mm.
could be. So, all right. Well, there you go. I'll give my pick. I kind of feel I'm going to go against both of you. I think I'm going to say El Grande Americano is going to take this one somehow.
okay, so you think they're gonna further the story even more?
Yeah, I don't think we're done with this yet. I don't think this is over because it's too fresh. I mean, he's only been El Grande Americano for like a month. So I feel like this is at least
How
I mean, he
how
has a
far out
nice
is
mask. I would say
Backlash?
that.
Backlash. I think is early May. What were you saying, Gio? I'm sorry.
I said his mask design. I like it. It's not bad. It's
Yeah,
not bad. So
they did a good job with that. And also where he's from is the Gulf of America. It's fucking hilarious. Oh, it's so
uh,
good. All right. So there you go. WrestleMania match one of night one. Oh, let's go quickly on this one. For me anyway. Jade Cargill taking on Naomi. I'm gonna say it. I'm already kind of sick of this already. I
yeah,
just
I mean, they keep going at it, and it just I'm not watching.
I feel like this is bathroom break. I'll be mean and I'll say this is like bathroom break time, or I feel like this match is gonna be quick
Mhm.
because Jade has not proven yet that she can be a WWE singles wrestler yet. That's why they paired her up with Bianca for so long
Yeah,
and was supposed to be building her to get her ready. So this is really like, I mean, have we even seen her in a match solo yet? I don't think I have yet.
So
there has been, but they're quick. They're
Quick
also
match.
quick. Yeah,
she took on your favorite Nia Jax in, was it like the US, some tournament or something? Because she's
Oh,
had
really?
like a couple single matches.
Was that the
yeah.
King of
He's
the
had a
or
couple.
Queen of the Ring tournament?
Yeah,
Maybe.
it may have been. Yeah.
Okay, which Nia ended up winning. Rock 2980 is saying when this match comes on, he'll be taking a piss.
Bathroom break.
No, I think that's the best news that we got out of this whole conversation as far as this match. I will take Jade.
Yeah, I feel like Jay
Same.
was gonna go in there and pretty much dominate, finish
Yep.
the match quick.
Yeah.
Quick work.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, now's the time where I'm going to promote Fanatics. So if you are interested in anything that is on Fanatics as far as WWE stuff, check it out. Link is in my link tree. They dropped a Cactus Jack WWE collection today. There's a lot of great shirts and stuff. The one thing that sucks though is the shirts don't ship until June. Did you see that, Gio?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everything there like has a delay on shipping. So
yeah.
like
So
June or July.
but they're selling it at the Vegas, the WWE World in Las Vegas. But if you're ordering it through Fanatics, you're going to wait until June to get it. So that stuff is available on Fanatics. Check out the link in my link tree. Fanatics, sponsor of Hat Talk Live, also. All right. Next up, War Raiders versus the New Day. I don't even feel like this has really gotten too much of a build, really, but
Mm-mm.
it's a WrestleMania match.
Yeah, I
Going with
mean,
the
there's no building there. I mean, they've been known for a couple weeks, but it hasn't caught my attention to be honest.
No, same here. I feel like this is like the way to give New Day another championship run. That's my pick. I think this is just a way to give New Day the titles on the biggest stage.
Probably. So,
I would like if the Boo Day won, but let's stick with the Raiders for this one.
Okay.
yeah, same. I feel like the Raiders should win. Keep the titles a little bit longer,
Yeah.
and hopefully put a better match on the next pay per view or something with some better opponents.
All right. Yep. And I'm going New Day. So I just feel like there's got to be something that comes out of this match, and I feel like that's it. Like I feel like this is the payoff of the New Day heel turn, that they're going to win the belts and hold them for a little bit. Vic Alvarado also just will put it. Well, you guys can, while you're watching, if you guys feel like you want to add in your picks, feel free. We're here. We can definitely have you guys chatting and picking and everything. We appreciate that. Vic Alvarado also picking War Raiders to retain. LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. I feel like this is like the easiest pick. Like I don't think there's any way Jacob Fatu is walking out without that belt.
This is the one I'm probably the most 50-50 on as far as the matches
Really?
because I'm thinking either it's like Solo comes out, calls Fatu the match, sets them up for to keep on their little spiff for going on for a while, or Fatu wins it just so he could say to Solo, "Hey, I brought home the gold. What about you?" So I think they could do it both ways, like with this match. So I'm 50-50 on this one.
Wow. That's interesting. I feel like this one is so easy to me. I feel like there's no way they're slowing down Jacob Fatu's momentum right now, and he is walking out U.S. champion.
I'm the same way, 50-50.
Really? Okay. All right. Maybe that's just something I see.
I feel like LA. I mean, he hasn't held the championship for long. He barely recently won it, so are they gonna keep making him lose?
Okay.
You know?
All right.
So
Like
it could be like Eddie said, maybe Jacob wins it so that he can bring it back to the bloodline and pretty much shit on Solo that he has nothing and maybe take over the the bloodline, or LA could win if Solo comes out and makes Jacob lose and like make them feud in there, Jacob and Solo.
Jamie and Vic Alvarado are also both agreeing with you guys if you're saying LA Knight. I guess I'm saying Jacob Fatu. So
yeah.
Okay.
all right.
So I was also wondering if Solo was going to come out to answer Randy Orton's challenge. And so if he did that, I can see it going. They have this match first, Fatu and LA Knight. Solo interferes, causes Fatu to lose. He comes back out, causes Solo to lose against Randy Orton, and they continue to tease that or build it up. But they didn't address it tonight. Just Orton said he'd be there, for the open challenge. So, but Solo doesn't have a match, so.
Yeah, I haven't watched much of SmackDown yet, so I haven't seen any. I just saw the Seth Rollins opening, and that's it so far. But I do have Orton scheduled. We will talk about that I have that schedule for the night 2 portion of this. So Tiffany Stratton taking on Charlotte Flair. There's a lot of chaos in this like build up for this match. Like a couple weeks ago, they had a kind of like a shoot promo on each other that was like a fucking mess.
Yeah.
And Charlotte was getting booed out of Chicago and couldn't even get a word out. She did not handle it well. Tiffany went low and like said some shit about her divorce and everything. I mean, I'll let you guys pick first. Since I've got a take on this, but I'll let you guys go first.
Tiffany took her
Yeah.
shot, and I'm here for it. I'm tired. I'm tired of Charlotte winning titles. You know,
And
Tiffany
coming
took-
back to win
yeah,
the Royal
Carrie
Rumble.
comes back, wins the title. Comes back, wins the title. So I feel like at this point they're just giving her a title just so that she can catch up to Ric Flair.
Yeah. You got to wonder if they're trying to build that 16, 17 time champion thing.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll pick Tiffany over
Okay.
her anytime to retain.
Crazyhawk.
Yeah, I think it's still Tiffy, Tom. I think it feels like Charlotte, she didn't get to come back maybe the way she wanted to. And so it almost seems like maybe she was a little frustrated with this and kind of the direction they're going with her as the heel. Um, that or she just got hammered before that promo battle because it was fugly, very fugly. But yeah, I'm still going with Tiffy.
Vic Alvarado also adding in Charlotte's time is up. The wife also saying that she agrees with Gio. I'm going to say it's Tiffy time still as well. I don't think that she's held this belt long enough yet either. And I don't think it's time for her to drop it to Charlotte. I don't see a reason to do that. And yeah, I mean, not that the crowd reaction dictates matches or how, matches go or anything, but I just kind of feel it would be like a little bit of like an unnecessary thing for Charlotte to win it at this point. Tiffany needs the belt more to establish herself continuing on and everything. So I don't think we want to see Tiffany get lost in the shuffle when Charlotte doesn't need the belt. She could feud with anybody and it could still be a high level match and everything. So Tiffany is my pick for this one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the main event, but it's main event Jey Uso versus Gunther. And there's been some criticism in this match too, like unexpected some stuff has come out. Like some people like Kevin Nash have criticized Jey Uso that he's gotten a little bit chubby in the past couple months, like he's kind of gotten lazy. The fans, if you watched, you don't see any kind of like slowing down for Jey Uso. The crowd is way into his entrance. They're way into Jey Uso. He sells a ton of fucking merchandise. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think it's just like this internet troll community where they just create these things like, oh, Jey Uso can't do anything but super kick. It's like, but yeah, you guys fucking chant and you're doing the yeet like crazy for him in the crowd. Like if you're in the audience, like it's kind of like, magnetic. Like you're sucked into doing it. So
It's like watching the comment section after a golden drop.
yeah, I know. Yeah, it's like, but yeah, they're buying it, but they're sitting there hating it. So yeah, I'm gonna say I think I don't think there's any point of this match happening without Jey Uso walking out with the belt.
I agree. Like if he's 0-3 against it, like you got the redemption story built into it. And if he's not going to win it, like to me, it doesn't make sense to have him win the Rumble when you could have had Punk or you could have had somebody else if he's just going to lose it again. Like when him and when Gunther and Gable were fighting, I thought Gable was going to get the shot at the IC belt last WrestleMania, and it ended up being Sami Zayn that got it. So, yeah, I think if they go with another 0-4 type thing, like the crowd will crap all over it.
Yeah. And we've got the internet like reaction in our chat even because Jamie is saying he doesn't see Jey Uso as a main event
Mhm.
talent. Vic Alvarado also saying he thinks Jey Uso is overrated. Jamie also saying super kick and nothing else. So I mean, like all these things that are being said, like on message boards and throughout the comment section of a lot of things, they're here too. I mean, so obviously there are people out there that do feel this way, but you can't deny that he is over.
Yeah, he's
And
got so he's got two moves. The first one is a super kick, and the second one is merchandise. I mean, like you
yeah,
said, the man's moving, and like Triple H did an interview earlier this week or yesterday or today talking about it. He said it flat out. He goes, "Is he the best on the mic? No. Is he the best like technical wrestler? No. But he connects and he
yep.
moves money. He moves fans." And I mean, he said, when you're listening to 15,000 people yeet and go crazy during the whole match versus some people, online or opinions, he's like, you listen to the crowd. So I think he wins it. I think.
Yeah, I mean, and that's again, they say that they have a barometer every single night that they're out there to judge like who's over, what's working, what's not working, and I mean, you can't deny. I mean, when you're getting cheered and the crowd reaction, the dynamic, ring entrance that he has, coming through the crowd and all that stuff, he's over with the crowd, and you're selling a ton of merch. That's the recipe for somebody being a champion. It's happened in the past, so I don't see it not happening here. I definitely pick Jey Uso for this one. I think it's Gunther's time is up, but not to say it's going to be a long title run, but he's going to definitely get a title run out of this, I feel.
Yeah, this match really lost a lot of hype since the John Cena and Cody Rhodes match was announced, and then lost even more after they announced that Punk, Rollins, and Roman was going to be the main event for night one.
Yeah,
So
hmm
yeah, I
that
don't know.
definitely.
A lot of
Yeah,
people turn. There's also a lot of people that turn on Jay on this
for him.
match. Like you said, he can wrestle and stuff, and he only has two moves, and then Gunther is gonna pretty much destroy him at Mania.
Do you
I'm
think
a
that
bit.
this?
Uh huh.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Do you think like the year that Daniel Bryan didn't win the Rumble, and it was Roman, I believe, that won, or no, it was Batista that won it, wasn't it?
hmm
Yeah.
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 And then the Yes Movement thing started and everything. Like, do you think we would have seen the same thing? Like, had Cena won it, would he be in the same spot as Charlotte right now? Like, where people were like, "Oh, Cena came back and they just gave him the Rumble." Poor Jey Uso. Jey Uso should have fucking won it. I kind of feel like we would. I feel like that would be
Yeah.
the thing that would have propelled Jey Uso. We could have the Yeet movement.
So I disagree just because like every time Charlotte has come back, it's been a win, it's been a title. When Cena has come back over the last 3 or 4 years, I mean, he's lost. Like he lost a Theory, he lost a Solo, like he hadn't taken up like a championship or anything. So I think with Cena, with all that he's done, if he had won it, I think it would have kind of just been expected, and the crowd would have gone along with it if he just did his good guy thing, got his title shot. I think he's built up enough um, investment, like with the fans of WWE, that they may not have been as crazy about it, but I don't think it'd have been as much of a revolt.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna stick with G.
Yep.
Yeah, I have another prediction for him that I'm gonna say later on
Okay.
night two. So
Okay. All right. So there you go. That is and I definitely agree. And one of the other things I want to add into, and like we didn't get to talk about yet, the build up for this match has been super long because of the way that WrestleMania fell this year. Like this is the latest that WrestleMania has ever fallen. And I talked about it on Hat Talk Live previously, but if you're watching and you didn't know this previously, was Las Vegas wanted WrestleMania to fall on Easter weekend because Easter weekend is typically a dead weekend in Las Vegas. There's not a lot of tourism. It's basically a ghost town on Easter weekend. So they wanted a big event like WrestleMania to draw in the tourism, which is going to work. I mean, you're going to have hundreds of thousands of wrestling fans coming into Vegas, which are already there anyway.
yeah,
And that was the reason why this extended buildup, like we're used to WrestleMania being the last weekend of March or early April. And like our clocks are all screwed up because like if you guys are like me, I think you guys are, is like we're usually past WrestleMania right now. And like,
Mhm.
this is weird. Like this weekend being WrestleMania, it feels off. It doesn't feel the right timing. And I hope they don't ever do this like this way again, because I think this is another thing that hurt this match, is because Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble like end of January, beginning of February. And it was a super long buildup to this match. Like, this is like old school buildup. Like back in the day, they used to only have 4 pay-per-views. It was WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. You would have buildups to main events that would take like 3-4 months. Like, that was a huge like investment in time and everything to build up to one match. And that's kind of what we're seeing in a little bit smaller time frame, but enough to exhaust people, I feel, and it wore them out, I think, on this whole. It's like almost they gave people too much time to think about it.
Yeah.
So enough said on this one, but that's night one. And to finish off night one, we'll spend some time talking about this one. The match that was thrown together, in my opinion, Roman Reigns, our tribal chief, taking on Seth freaking Rollins and the best in the world, CM Punk. I just feel like this is let's throw these. We didn't have anything else for these guys. Let's throw them all in a match kind of thing. I would have rather this been either Seth versus Punk or Roman versus Punk, to be honest. I don't, this whole triple threat thing kind of just like, it just feels thrown together to me.
Yeah. Well, like I've said before, I feel like they just put it together just because the Jay and Gunther lost a lot of hype, so they needed another match to replace it. And what better way to do it than the 3 guys that are at the top right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they talked about a little bit of the history of Punk breaking a man like Rollins addressed it tonight. But I feel like if you're going to have the 3 of them in it, like that would be a better way. They could have leaned into that more versus Rollins just hates both of them, and then Reigns is kind of indifferent, and Punk is just wants Heyman and doesn't like Seth. It's just kind of like they could have done more, I feel like, to build up the hatred or whatever out they were going to go with it.
Yeah, and it's been fairly recent that this match was even put together too. Like, this was just a few weeks ago. It feels like that they were just finally finalizing that this was going to be this match, and then that what was like 2 or 3 weeks ago when we found out that it was going to be the main event of night one, and that's what Punk has always wanted. But there's an old AEW promo that Punk cut on MJF where he was telling him, he was like, yeah, if you can go
Main
over to
event.
the other company and you can main event night one of the 4-day extravaganza or whatever. And it's
Buy
kind of like,
one,
well,
get one. Yeah.
the buy one get one. Yeah, that was the one I'm referencing. And it's kind of funny because this is not really like, no matter what is said, I mean, yes, it is its own pay-per-view or premium live event, whatever you want to fucking call it. It is one night. It is the main event of the one night, but everybody knows that the real main event is the match that ends it all, and that's on Sunday night 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
From a money perspective, I get it. Business, going 2 nights. I still like the one night of WrestleMania, like even if it was a little bit longer, because to me, it's the whole build up. Like you work for Mania, you work to be the best, and now like it just feels like, well, we got the best. We're gonna do that night 2 main event, but we're also just gonna throw everybody else in there to fill up 10 hours of a show. And so to
yeah,
me, it kind of just demeans it because instead of having like a 40-man battle royal on the pre-show, which gets the guys in. Like now it's just, well, we can do more matches because it's 2 nights. So
yeah.
I think it draws it out.
I was at the last WrestleMania that was one night, and it was a marathon, and I didn't even make it through it. It was 2019. It was the one that was closed out with Ronda, Charlotte, and Becky. And I'll tell you, I was on my way home already by the time that match hit because it was 2 hours, 2.5 hours away from home. And Batista, Triple H were taking like 30 minutes with their entrances. And we were cold. We were in like the upper deck, me and my wife. And I looked at her and she was ready to go. I was tired and we still had a 2.5 hour ride home. And I was like, you know what? It's time to go. Like we had been sitting there since like 4:30 and it is a long fucking night to watch something. Like if you go to a sporting event, most sporting events are like 2-3 hours long. And for WrestleMania to be like 9-10 hours, it's too much, way too much.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with it being 2 nights now. Like if they're gonna, it's too much. There's too much to pack in. So it has to be this way. And you're definitely not going to do it in 3 hours anymore. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
But as far as this match goes, we're getting off track on stuff. Part of me is just I just feel like it's Punk's to win somehow. I feel like Punk is going to win this, but if you guys are going to talk about anything else possibly happening as a surprise in this match, wait till my next slide, but just give your prediction now, and then we'll on the next slide I've got something that we're going to talk about a little bit more.
Gia, who you got?
I'm gonna. I feel like Punk is gonna win it.
Okay.
I feel the same way. I feel like Punk is gonna win it.
I'm going with Seth.
Really?
Okay. I think Reigns and Punk fight over the Wise Man, and Seth ends up squeaking it out.
All right. Well, that'll bring us to our next slide. And there is some betting. I'm actually gonna blow this up so if we can see it a little bit better. I'm gonna cover us up. Let me see how I can do this. All right. Well, there's betting on who does Heyman leave with, and you'll see there that there is CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Reigns and Punk combined, Rollins and Punk, just Seth Rollins, Reigns and Rollins, or Brock Lesnar. And the odds are going, CM Punk is the lowest odds, Roman the second lowest, and then Brock being the highest odds, which from what I've heard, Brock is completely out of the picture. There's no way that he is going to be appearing because until the lawsuit is finalized, he is not even able to be a part of WWE. So there's a lot of talk. Who would it be the least likely of the three? And that's Seth. Do you guys see a way where Heyman walks out with Seth on tomorrow night?
I just think it's going to be Heyman gets involved or something happens, but it's between Reigns and Punk. And so while they're arguing over that, Seth ends up hitting a move on one of them, maybe Punk, and ends up winning the match. And so that he uses Heyman as a distraction, but I don't think Heyman leaves with Rollins, and maybe they just leave it up in the air as far as Punk and Roman and set them up for Backlash or some other event.
Gio?
Heyman is definitely going to be a distraction for all three of them.
He's going to be involved.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but I don't see him walking out with Seth. I feel like he's just going to be with Punk used for that match, for the entrance and stuff. But he's gonna keep being with the Tribal Chief. He needs to get the Tribal Chief back on top.
I think that there's definitely something that's going to happen involving Heyman. I'm kind of buying into this leaving with Seth theory because I just kind of think that there's going to be something shocking that plays out from this match. The only thing that holds me back is I don't think that they're going to unleash the biggest surprise on night one, but I don't know, because it would be pretty shocking to see Seth walk out with Heyman, unexpected.
So I think Seth walks out with somebody, but it's possibly night 2.
Okay. All right. We'll get to that then too. So I want to hit a couple of these comments that we had in here before we move on a little bit. Hunter was going back to the Jey Uso, and he was saying it seems like the belt is getting a demotion, maybe having Gunther drop and then push Jey Uso into the equation push Gunther into the equation for another title belt, the other belt being the Universal. What is it? What is it called now? It's not even Universal.
WWE.
Yeah, the
WWE
WWE
Championship.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that's a possibility too. Like, I mean, maybe I don't think Gunter is leaving the main event scene at all. I think he's definitely still going to be established as a main eventer. Hunter also saying that one belt was for Raw, one was for SmackDown. It just seems like the other belt is not as big, a big of a belt as the other. And that's true. Like, I think the Cody belt is definitely looked at as the number one belt. The world belt is kind of like, it was like, okay, at the time, it was like Roman's not giving this belt up at any time soon. So we need to have something else on this show because Roman's just going to carry this belt for over 1,000 days. That's the reason why that belt was created. And it's not like, a huge secret that was what they were doing. Cause I mean, like the years with Vince, he had Brock holding the belt for hundreds of days, not even defending it, just fucking running off, not even showing up on shows and stuff. So basically, it was everybody like fighting over U.S. title and Intercontinental title, and it was basically like, okay, you just don't even care about the world title at all, or the WWE title, and that's and it was in both belts too, like Universal and WWE title. He had them both at the same time, so it's like, they had to do something else.
Mhm.
So yeah, I do agree. I mean, it is a lesser belt. I don't think it is on the same level as the Cody belt. Let's see what else. Hunter's also saying that Heyman has got to insert himself somehow into this. Vic Alvarado is saying Seth freaking Rollins. He's for Seth on this one. Heyman is so good. Hunter is saying that they got to have him in on that, and I wish that they would consolidate the belts again. And I don't think they're going to do that, though. I think that they already consolidated the two belts into the belt that Cody has. And I think that this is going to be, I think this is going to be the two belt company going forward. I think that seems to be what Triple H wants. So. All right. So that's it for night one of WrestleMania. We also want to say shout out to Death for Dollars, some of the best wrestling clothing and other, they have other clothes on there as well too. So definitely check out Death for Dollars, huge sponsor of Hat Talk Live. A great photographer that took this photo.
She is definitely a professional.
Yeah, he was a professional.
Hell yeah.
And where was this taken, Gio?
Arcade Monsters?
There you go. Also brought to you by Arcade Monsters. When you're in Orlando, you have to hit up Arcade Monsters too. So they're a sponsor as well. Great place. All right, let's go on to night two. We're definitely going over an hour. I set the goal as doing this in an hour, and I knew we weren't going to fucking be able to do it. So, All right, 50 minutes in already. Night two. Logan Paul taking on AJ Styles. We can go quickly on this one too if you want, but
I'm going Logan.
Yeah. Okay.
Logan. Yeah, I feel like Logan.
Yeah, I mean, AJ doesn't need to win it. So, I mean, any ideas of like what might happen? A prime bottle interfering or speed?
It's always interesting what's going to happen with Jake. Yeah, he ends up bringing a streamer. So it's going to be a fun match. I feel like it.
Could we see another high-level YouTuber, such as maybe interfere in this one?
I feel like the one that is going to be dressed up as a prime bottle is going to be T.
So I figured it out. That's why he shaved, is so that he can put a mask on and get away with it. So maybe it's Americana Grande T. I mean, ooh.
That's why they got that match on night one, because I'm coming back for night two also.
Yeah.
They booked
Panera T.
They booked me in for both nights. So never know. Like if you see, me coming out, I could interfere and cost AJ this match. So, all right. I'm going to go Logan Paul also. I don't see the reason for AJ. AJ is going to put Logan Paul over in this one.
Jamie had a good comment. Jake Paul knocks out AJ.
I was thinking. I was also going to. I mean, that was in my mind too. I was thinking of other people who could interfere. Will we see Jake Paul? Because they're promoting that show and shit, on HBO and everything, Max, whatever. So I definitely think that could be a possibility as like a celebrity. We haven't touched on that too much. Any other celebrities that you guys are thinking that might show up, like that you think are like, strong
Speed,
possibilities?
speed.
Speed.
I feel like he's coming back for more.
I mean, we
It's gonna
got
be it's gonna be a bunch of people I don't know.
yeah, and there's going to be one in the main event that we already kind of know who he's going to appear. A couple actually, a couple Hollywood people and music artists. So, Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a Las Vegas street fight, Sin City street fight. I'm kind of tired of this already too. I feel like this is kind of like
throwing him in street fight matches.
What is that?
I feel like they just keep throwing Damien on street fight matches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a street king, ain't he?
Oh yeah.
What was the match last year for WrestleMania? Wasn't it Drew versus Damien? Or no? Or Damien came out. It was Drew versus Seth, and then Damien came out.
Like in that masquerade whatever match, or where they all came out.
Well, then he cashed in the Money in the Bank on Drew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, all right. I think this is Damian Priest to win because Drew's been getting the better of him all the way through this. It seems.
Really?
For a while. I mean, I don't know. Well, maybe it's
going Drew. Like
really,
the man, give him some redemption from last year. Like he's carried this company. Like he's good on the mic. He's good on social media. It's good matches all the way around. Like I say, he gets some redemption this year. And Priest, I mean, I don't think he's really hurt. With a loss, he can go on to do whatever after.
Yeah. Vic Alvarado says Duke Dennis. Who's Duke? Do you guys know who Duke Dennis is? It feels like it's something funny. Vic Alvarado, explain further on that one because I got a feeling that's something funny. Is that a celebrity that you're predicting? I don't know who that is.
Is it because there's a D in both corners?
Oh, Damien and Drew.
Duke Dennis. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what Duke Dennis.
Oh yeah, I don't either. All right, so look. If I don't know somebody, it's not a shocking thing because like I don't really like.
He's a gamer.
Oh, is he a gamer? Oh, so
yeah.
YouTuber. Okay,
there you go.
Well, maybe. Well, I mean, not to say that he's not on the level of Big T or anything, but look, I mean, like if we're making a phone call here, like, come on, let's get Big T. Big T's a big wrestling fan. Let's get him in on fucking WrestleMania here. I'm ready to walk down that aisle. So,
and I bet Duke Dennis doesn't have some trunks like Big T does.
Oh yeah,
I do have the Ric Flair trunks ready to go. So, I'm just saying, I can get on a flight tomorrow. I can be there. All right, now's the time I wanted to talk about Randy Orton and the possibilities. So, so Kevin Owens. First off, let's talk about that. Kevin Owens gave a promo. What you got something on? We got to pull you up.
It's that Canadian Dream Team, the Hitman, and
that's a decent shirt. Where'd you get that from?
I think Tab got it. The shop site or somewhere.
I've never seen that. That's cool. All right. So is Owens really hurt? Is first. I mean, do you think there's any possibility he's still going to be a part of WrestleMania, or is he legit hurt?
I don't know that I think it would be awesome if he was faking it and still came out and hit Orton from the back or something. I don't know that Triple H and them would go that dirty of, building it up that he's injured, him doing all the interviews or all the things that he's done for it. So, I mean, it would be very interesting, I think, but I don't know.
It could be the promo. But I feel like he's definitely hurt. I feel like
yeah, and I did see that something that he was saying that he might not need the surgery, I guess. But like that would be a good sign. If he's got a neck injury and he doesn't need surgery, that would be a positive for sure. He could be back way sooner. He might not ever be back if he has something serious with that neck. I mean, because we've seen guys go down. Bobby Roode, Edge. Lots of these guys that, I mean, Edge did eventually come back down the road, but even Christian too. So, not having the surgery would be the good thing to happen, but hopefully it's minor and not something as serious as those other wrestlers we mentioned. As far as possibilities, I feel like there's three names that are being thrown around strongly. Rusev is apparently coming back, and Aleister Black. I think there's a much more obvious pick that I think is going to be the one that is the surprise, and I think it's Nick Aldis. I think Nick Aldis is finally going to get his time in a WWE ring and step out of that GM role for SmackDown, and he's actually going to get a WrestleMania moment and wrestle Randy Orton.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Your guys.
I think they showed a little, was it vignette of like the smoke and the stuff. So I think Aleister Black or Malachi Black, whatever his name is on the 25th of this month, so after Mania. The only reason I don't think it's Rusev is because I think the crowd's going to go nuts when he comes back out. They're going to do the Rusev Day, or they're going to do that, and so it's like, why would you feed him to Randy Orton on his first night back? So I mean, I could see Aldis, or like I think it'd be more of a letdown, but Solo. I mean, Solo comes out there, eats an RKO, crowd goes home happy.
Yeah, I think Solo would be a huge letdown. I feel like from what I mean, like at least to like listening to podcasts and things like that, people's hopes are way high as far as like a good, decent surprise for this match now that it's not going to be Kevin Owens. I feel like they want a Nick Aldis or a Rusev or an Aleister Black type of, they want that one of those three. I think either like 1A, 1B, 1C. I think if you got one of those, everybody's going to be like, okay, check, we're good. They'd be happy with that.
Okay.
Yeah, if I guess the question would be is if Aldis does a one-off, it's kind of like, how does he go back to just the GM and being impartial, and things to other wrestlers? But if they're going to have him become a
Maybe
wrestler,
it's not.
then yeah.
Right. Maybe it's not a one-off. Like he doesn't have a career-ending injury or anything. Like he basically took the job as just a way to get into WWE. And he, and this probably was maybe in his mind, like, hey, I would love to be a full-time wrestler as well. So, I mean, he's a decent wrestler. I mean, it's not like he's he's not anything, like it's not like they're pulling, he's not like McAfee. Like McAfee is not a professional wrestler, like, or, like Aldis has a career. He was a champion in NWA and TNA and everything. So he could plug right in. He'd be fine, hopefully. I mean, he's a little older and everything now, but I still think he can go. So I think that is I think that this would not be a one-off. I think if he does this, I think this is his way in, and now they'll probably build a storyline around it.
Yeah, I mean, I was leaning towards Solo at first, but then you threw in the idea of Nick Aldis. He RKO'd him last week?
A couple weeks ago, I think.
And last year's Mania, right?
Yeah.
Oh, did he? Was it another one there
Yeah.
too? Oh, so they've got like a little bit of a build to that. I think that would be a good matchup. Be cool to see. Hunter also asking if Rusev could show up. Of course he could. I think that's more of the Raw after Mania surprise. I think seeing Rusev he's gonna be on that Raw because there's always a debut or a couple surprises at least. Usually there's been some shitter Raws after Mania, but we've seen like things like Lesnar returned the Raw after Mania the one year. Like there's all kinds of crazy shit that can happen. So I definitely think Rusev and whoever else they have. I've heard that Mariah May is also available and her contract with AEW is up. So that could be a surprise that we could be seeing. Anybody else? I feel like I'm missing somebody that I've recently heard is on the market or out there that could be coming in. I can't think of it right now, but if you guys know it, feel free. Jamie also saying that as long as it's not Edge, well, Edge is in AEW, so you can see Edge on Dynamite and Collision and whatever pay-per-views that they got going.
I feel like Big T is not telling us something. I feel like he has a bigger purpose on WrestleMania. I feel like he's going to be the mystery opponent of Randy Orton and become the new Legend Killer.
I could be.
Mm.
My time is. Look, I still can go. I had the back injury and everything, but I've been feeling good.
He started running again, so he's getting in shape for it.
I've been ready to go. I'm just waiting for the call.
Ring cardio.
Did I get the call again?
Yeah.
That's the mystery. Did I get that call? All right. Here's another bathroom break for you. Raquel and Liv taking on the newly formed tag team of Lyra, Who Gives a Fuck, and Bailey.
When they announced this match, I was like, why? Bailey and they're not even a team. They just put it together.
And why did they let them win that fucking? Why did they let them win that gauntlet match? I mean, it should have been fucking anybody else, right? I mean, like, what was it? There was another good tag team in there that they beat. I can't even think of who it was. Even the Secret Hervis could have been a better tag team than this to go against for the titles.
I think it's like another of that stretching it out 2 nights, and so you can sling stuff like this in it when it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, I think this is a SmackDown match or Raw or pre-show. Like, I don't think it's I don't know. Seems thrown together.
And Chelsea doesn't have a match?
No US style match.
I mean,
they should have just done
an
Intercontinental Championship match. Keep off the tag team titles of WrestleMania.
Right? This could have been on fucking SmackDown tonight. I mean, sorry to shit on these, but I mean, and I feel Liv deserves better than this too. Because if anybody, I mean, you can make an argument for Bailey too. Yes, I'm not the biggest Bailey fan, but Liv has had a pretty good year. I mean, like, to be delegated to this kind of match for WrestleMania. I mean, I really don't see, like, if we did this after the fact on Monday morning, I don't think our attitudes are going to be like, oh my God, we were so wrong about this match. Like, what is going to happen in this match is going to fucking wow us to the point we're going to be like, I mean, even if, like, we saw tit in this match, I mean, are we even going to be like, oh my God, thank God they had this match?
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right.
I mean, it could be a good one if it was more Bill, but like last week, it was literally Lara versus Bailey for the belt. And so then it's like you turn around and now it's on Mania. Like, need more story time for it.
They should have just gave Chelsea a match and just put against Selena and gave Selena her moment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now you're talking. Now you're fucking talking here.
Get out a spray bottle.
Do we even need to? Do we even need to pick this one? Liv and Raquel are retaining.
Well, no, so here's your pick for it. You pick: will Jamie drop a onesie or a twosie during this match?
Yeah, right. That's the better pick. Will he have enough time? He says he's going to Taco Hell during this trash. So when he comes back, I mean, there's only a couple more matches, so he's definitely dropping a deuce sometime before Mania. Hopefully, it's not during.
You should do a live during this match and have him on, and it's just him eating as many tacos as possible for this match.
He doesn't need to eat much. He could have like a beefy 5-layer or something, and it probably could be like triggered, and like he's gonna be running not running for the border. He's gonna be running for that toilet. Gio knows battle shits. Hell yeah. So, all right. I think there's a clear winner in this one too. Before I even get into this one, Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, Penta, and Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship, a fatal 4-way match.
I'm excited for that.
I'm saying it. Dominic's walking out. I think that this has got Dominic winning all over it,
When they
and a pissed off Las
when they
Vegas crowd
teased
too.
that picture of him holding the title, comparing it to Eddie, that was it.
Yep.
That was it.
Yeah,
There you go.
I agree. Same thing.
He,
Like
he,
since
he's a
him and
perfect heel. Like you said, the crowd is just gonna boo the shit out of him walking out with that title.
They're they're definitely gonna. It's Finn's gonna have it won. He's got Braun pinned in the middle of the ring. Dominic slides him out or something, and then steals the
or
pin. I think that's
or Braun hits a spear on Finn, and then Dominic throws Breaker out and pins Balor. Like, yeah,
could be.
Maybe Liv comes out and helps him out. Walks out with the girl and the title.
Could be. Could be. Lots of possibilities, but I think the thing is Dom is going to get his moment and he's going to win the Intercontinental title on the biggest stage of them all. I think it's going to be hilarious to see because Vegas is going to riot. Like they're just going to be going. Maybe this could be the thing where they're going to love it because the WrestleMania crowd tends to be a hardcore wrestling crowd, and don't be too surprised if you see a different reaction for Dom where they could be cheering the fuck out of it too.
because who was it? Did he fight Gunther? And like he was getting some pretty big reactions. Like they were cheering for him. Oh, it was a singles match. I remember that, and they were actually cheering for him. So
Okay.
I think that, like you said, I think they could be happy with it.
Yeah. Hunter also saying that this is going to be a dirty, as dirty can be stolen win. So there you go. And Vic Alvarado said he's looking forward to this match the most. Is it just him or, I mean, I'm not to say that I'm looking forward to this the most of WrestleMania, but it's definitely a match that I don't think is garbage. The wife says she says she doesn't give a fuck about it.
I think they come out, and I think this is going to be not a sleeper match, but this is going to be one that they go all out for, and you're going to see crazy moves, crazy spear.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a really good one.
Spot fest. Penta is Vic Alvarado's pick. So there you go. All right, we'll take that. All right, so we're narrowing it down. Another one kind of thrown together. A lot of reaction on this one. People not happy with some things that went on with this. So Rhea versus Io Sky versus Bianca Belair. Let me first say, I do not understand why they even put the belt on Io and had Rhea lose it so close to WrestleMania. It kind of is, to me, it was a really shocking loss for Rhea. My heart wants me to pick Rhea to win this, but there's also part of me that sees Io walking out now with the belt still. Because does Rhea even need the belt, or just like kind of Charlotte, she's established, she doesn't need to be carrying that belt. And is the chase more important right now for Rhea, or is it more important to have Rhea in other build-up matches where the belt isn't even involved? I feel like Io needs the belt more than, Io needs the belt more than Bianca and Rhea.
Yeah, I feel like Rhea doesn't need a belt.
Doesn't need it.
I feel like maybe she should have kept them to WrestleMania and lose it at Mania, to Io. I'll pick Io as my victory. Who's gonna win? Walk out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing the same. Like I almost wonder if maybe Rhea had some type of injury scare or something, and maybe they thought she was going to be out, and so they dropped it, and then she's clear. Otherwise, it just seems like a weird way to get Io added to a Mania match, just to have a triple threat. Like I don't know. I feel like there's got to be something more maybe behind the scenes for that one. But I think Io wins it. Rhea and Bianca, I think they're the bigger story in this match, or of the three of them, and so I think they're going to do something to where they're going to fight it out after this. They're going to have a match after, and Io goes on to something else. So
I was not expecting Bianca to win Elimination Chamber.
Jamie with the revelation of the night. He will be eating cheesecake during this match.
Taco Bell and cheesecake at the same night.
Well, I mean, this is look, we don't know when these matches are going to take place. He already did say he's running a Taco Bell during that tag team match. If that kicks off the night, he could still have time. I don't know when they're going to place this match on night 2. So, like, I mean, this is stuff that we should be strategically planning out here. Like, how is he going to maneuver? Like, and will the shit take place before he eats the
he's gonna be there for a while, so he's gonna take his phone and just sit there and watch it on his phone.
I mean, it is in Vegas, so there will be a royal flush.
There you go. Hunter saying EO had to drop it last year at WrestleMania, so maybe she gets the win this time. I think so too. I think EO needs the belt. So I think it's going to stay with her, and then they're going to go from there, and probably a Rhea and Bianca feud or something like that, or maybe they'll continue this whole 3-way feud at Backlash or something. We'll see. We'll see what's up. But somebody also said too on one of the podcasts I was watching or something or listening to, they were saying that this match could have been a main event match. So I think actually they're quoting Punk because Punk was saying, when's Io Sky going to have another opportunity to main event a WrestleMania? Because Bianca's done it and Rhea's probably going to have another opportunity to do it at some point. But Io might not, how many times is who knows? Like, she is definitely the lesser of the 3 here. Is she going to have another shot at main eventing a WrestleMania? Is the question.
I saw something interesting too, that it's her 3rd time walking in as Mania as champion.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of a
3rd time.
Kind of a backhanded compliment
3
to
times.
say when she ever going to get another shot in a main event. Like, I know what you're saying, but it's kind of like a dig too.
Yeah, it is. But that's that's the way Punk tells it like it is. So we'll see. I mean, Io Sky is the pick. So, and the wife brings up something. Could we see Becky as a return? She's talking about AJ Lee, Punk's wife. Because I thought that we were at one point, it looked like that would have been a better match as a mixed tag. Seth and Becky versus Punk and AJ. Like, they could have built that up. That would have been a great WrestleMania match. But I think Becky is due to return, so that could be another one for Monday night too. We could be seeing a Becky return.
Yeah.
All right. The main event. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the WWE Championship.
This one.
First off, how do we feel about the Cena heel turn and how it's progressed?
My mind's still
the past couple weeks. Your mind is still blown by the whole thing, Gio?
Yeah, I just wasn't expecting it, but I'm here for it. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that he did it. Like, it shows balls to come back after 16, 20 years or whatever in it, and coming back as a heel. The only part that kind of feels torn a little bit is, one, I know he's been there as much as he can be, but there were still weeks where he wasn't there. And then two, the big part of this was that The Rock made this happen. He's kind of The Rock's champ, and The Rock hadn't been there. Now,
Rock hasn't been on since Elimination.
And I mean, he could come out at Mania, but it almost is like, well, if he comes out at Mania, for what? Like, unless he's going to be there after and they build some story after Mania, it just kind of like, I feel like they could have done more with it if Rock was there to kind of explain some things, came out with Cena a little bit. I think they could have done more. And so I wonder if if they'll get behind Cena more and let him go even wilder if he gets the belt.
My problem with the Cena heel turn was that he didn't change at all. He's still, colorful, t-shirts and hats and towel, and he didn't strip down his gimmick or anything. He's the same gimmick. He's just supposedly now bad Cena. And it's like he didn't go all in, I feel. Like that's the way I kind of like I felt about it. And yes, the promos and everything, the words he's saying, but it hasn't really. I mean, I didn't see tonight. I haven't seen what they did tonight because it was the last face off. So I apologize if anything did change tonight. I don't know if it would change right before WrestleMania, but um, I I guess now is the time because we didn't really talk about it. In comparison, if you want to compare, if it's even fair to compare WrestleManias, I feel like the build up last year was way more exciting than this year. It's kind of, but I also kind of feel like, I feel like when I say something like that, it's kind of like the people who see 10% of a hat on a Friday and sit there and go, oh, I ain't buying that fucking shit. And you saw like a little sliver of the fucking hat on the app and you're like already making a judgment before you've even seen it. So I can't really say that this is going to be a shitty WrestleMania before I even watch the 2 nights because I'm going to sit down and watch the 2 nights. I'm going to go into it and it's WrestleMania. We're going to get what we get and it's going to be what it is. So, but I'm going to say what we can say is objectively the build-up last year, Rock was beating the shit out of Cody outside in the rain, outside his tour bus. Rock was showing up multiple times. They had interactions with Roman. So much drama, and Rock being a part of the buildup and everything was a huge part. And it's not just Rock being a part of it, but it's like Rock and Travis Scott have disappeared the past however many weeks since Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Where we know they're going to be a part of this. They're going to be a part of this match in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I think it's still, like you said, got the potential to be a good Mania, but like you had to have not a come down, but like they couldn't keep riding the upward trajectory that they had. Like you had Cody's story that played out for years. And so you had that story going into the match with Reigns and then going into last year's Mania. And so you had that was more of a long-term payoff. Where on this one, because I was just looking back at the card, honestly, I think the match that has the longest build up or story is the one with Jay and Gunther, just because they've already fought 3 times. And so you could have built that one up to be a bigger story. And if it was the main event, I think there would have been it could have been a little bit more excitement because they had that longer history, whereas all these other matches, there's some history from matches and stuff in the past, but it's not as long term as what they had at last year's Mania and even the Mania before that one. So I think it's a good one. I think it's you kind of had to have that plateau in a sense, and they could do something, knock it out of the park. Like I'm sure it's going to break all records and gates and all that good stuff. But I do think it's been a little less excitement this year than compared to last year or even the year before.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like we're going to have just a little bit of we had last year. I feel like there's going to be a little bit surprises in there. I feel like right at the end of the match, Rock is gonna show up, do something, interfere. We know that Stone Cold is in there. So there was rumors that maybe Stone Cold is gonna come out to, attack Rock, help out Cody and stuff. And the shocker that I'm gonna say is I feel like Jay is gonna come out and help Cena win. And then we'll have
Really?
Rock, Jay, Cena at the end, just holding the titles. I feel like Jay is gonna turn heel.
Okay.
See, I had
All right.
Seth coming out and doing that and teaming with Cena and The Rock.
Okay. Well, the
Wow.
way I say the reason I say Jay is because, like I said before, I feel like a lot of the fans turn on him, saying that he sucks, that he doesn't deserve the main event and stuff. So maybe they'll do something in there.
Yeah, I think Jay makes more sense and would be good. Like you have his match if he loses to Gunther, which would be, I think a shot. But if he loses, then yeah, you'd have it as, Rock's family. He talked to him. He's going to take him to the moon. Screw the fans, just like they chanted, "Die, Rocky, die." when Rocky was out there. You could do the same thing with Jay. And so, I mean, I think that would be a great story in a third man. Um, I could also see it being Seth, just because he's got history with Cody. And then also, feeling like he's overshadowed by Reigns. And like you said, Reigns got every opportunity handed to him. Does The Rock pick him? You know, does The Rock turn on family, I guess?
Mm.
A lot of people saying, like Gio said, Stone Cold is going to be involved in this in some way, and like the thinking is that Stone Cold is going to help Cody against The Rock and Cena. What if Stone Cold comes out and he doesn't help Cody? He helps Rock and Cena.
Mm.
Like, I mean, you want to talk about like mind blowing fucking shit? Like Austin as like the final like heel turn, like that he tried to do go heel. Like, I don't know. I mean, that would be crazy shit. I feel like we're getting into the wishful booking thinking kind of, but I also can see a thing where maybe Roman comes and helps The Rock. I mean, supposedly they're still, they shook hands, I mean, on that Netflix Raw and everything. They're good, supposedly. I feel like at some point down the road, maybe next year's Mania, are we going to finally, I think Hunter mentioned this earlier, are we ever going to see this Rock Roman match at WrestleMania?
Could be.
So I think, so as far as predictions though, as far as picks, and as far as like, what I'm also going to say is I'm going to project some long-term stuff out of this. I think Cena is winning the title at WrestleMania. I do think that Cena will carry that belt till Saturday night's main event, which is in Tampa on May the 24th. I think there's going to be some people there for that. And I think that Cody is going to take a little bit of a break after WrestleMania. He's been pedal to the metal for the past 3 years now. Being champion is a lot of work, aside from just the WWE part of it. Doing all the outside press and all the shit that goes along with it has got to be exhausting. I do think that Cody is going to walk away for at least like maybe till SummerSlam or something like that. That's what I anticipate. Maybe July, just to build up for a SummerSlam return or something like that. But I think this is the end for Cody for now. And then Cena is going to run. He's going to run pedal to the metal through the summer and everything. That's my prediction on whatever happens out of this.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Cena wins it, comes out of it, and then that long term. You go back to I'll go back to Seth. So if Seth were to come out and help him win, that could set up Rock and Reigns, because Reigns could be, how'd you pick him, over me type thing. And so that could be a story leading into next year's Mania. But then also you're thinking of who's Cena going to fight, next, at like who's he going to fight at a SummerSlam and or Survivor Series. I think if he's got the belt, it adds more prestige to some of those matches and what you can do with it. So I think he comes out with it. Otherwise, what was the point of the heel turn?
And who will he face at Saturday night's main event in Tampa, Florida?
Yeah, I got Cena winning. Feel like it's a long time coming. The 17.
He's going to get his one last title run after
that
this.
17 titles coming.
Yeah, he has to, right? I mean, it has to happen. If it's not here, it'll probably be somewhere else. But I definitely think that this is the send off that his career probably is entitled to. And I don't know, maybe maybe short term, like maybe Orton comes out of whatever they do with him at Mania, and then they just plug him into a final Orton Cena feud for a time killer, for the next couple months. I mean, that could be something we see too. So.
All right.
And Travis Scott probably going to be involved in this in some way, shape, or form. I mean, I don't know who. I mean, it's tough. There's going to be outside interference. There's going to be. I mean, Could we see Undertaker again? Of course, could possibly be a part of something. I don't know. I mean,
I think you've got to have somebody that is going to be there to wrestle and to do like, Stone Cold would be cool if he came out and helped, um, Cody or something. But you got to figure Austin probably not wrestling again. I mean, he could maybe do a one-off with Cody or something if he did turn, but he's not going to carry. He's not going to be wrestling. Same thing with Taker. And so I think somebody comes out that is currently wrestling week to week, and I think somehow does something.
all right. I definitely think Stone Cold is going to be involved in this match. We know Brett's going to be there too. I don't know if Brett's, getting him down the ramp might take like an hour or so. Who knows? I mean, I don't know what his involvement or tie-in would be with anything, but that's possible. I mean, anybody who's in the Hall of Fame. There's some people who are throwing around that Orton's possible opponent could be Triple H or something, and I don't think that's going to happen. His heart condition thing, I think, seems pretty legit, and I don't think Triple H is bouncing back in there at any time ever again. If his health improved to the point where he was cleared, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Hunter with a quick comment before we wrap it up here. He never really understood why the Undertaker to come out and help Cody last year. Well, one of the stories is that was Austin's spot to come out, but I guess that they couldn't come to an agreement was the story. And again, this is internet wrestling bullshit. Who knows? But the story is him and Rock don't necessarily get along as great as they could. And Rock came back. He got, involved with TKO, and he's got, a stake in the company and everything. And I don't know, I think Austin was like, okay, if you're going to pay Rock this many $1 million, then I deserve to be paid that many $1 million. And WWE was like, well, we're not going to pay you that many $1 million. And he said, okay, fuck it, I'm staying home, which I can understand. So that's the reason why they said, okay, Undertaker, you're going to do this now instead of the stunner that would have been delivered instead of the choke slam.
Mm-hmm.
That's the story. That was Stone Cold's spot. I do believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, final thoughts. WrestleMania 41. Any other surprises or anything else that you want to dream up or anything that you're looking forward to possibly, happening? I know we're gonna hear Fiend.
Yeah, that's your favorite song right now.
We're gonna hear the shit out of it. They tried to say that there's some weekend song that's gonna be the official theme, but all I keep hearing is Fiend, 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 Fiend. We're gonna be hearing that. You're gonna be hearing it in your fucking sleep the next 3 nights.
Yeah,
loving it.
I can't wait for tomorrow and Sunday.
Do they have a host for this year's?
They said there's no host that they've announced anyway. And the other thing I want to bring up too, a couple things actually. Ticket sales are down, so they did not sell it out. The prices were really high, and Vegas is a destination for a lot of people, and it involves you having to fly somewhere, hotel, and all that stuff. And the ticket prices were like ridiculous, even for like nosebleeds. Since it's the end of the show, I will say this. You guys know part of this already, but my dream I had in my mind, I told Gio this, I wanted so badly to get the 3 of us suite tickets for the 2 nights. It would have been like $20,000, and I was ready to do it. And what the plan was, I was going to drive to Gio, and I was going to tell you to meet me at Gio's Crazyhawk, and then we were going to drive across the country together to Vegas, and then go to WrestleMania. And I had a goal in mind in order to do this, because I was going to do this, but I did not accomplish the goal, and I failed. And you can say, I can say a failure or whatever, but something did not happen that I needed to happen in order to pull the trigger to do this. So it is what it is. But that was my goal, my dream. But we are talking about next year for New Orleans.
Yeah, I mean, we
Hopefully.
definitely appreciate the thought. You thinking of doing that. That would have been.
It was an ambitious, I've been thinking when I heard it last year, I was like, man, this would be it. Like this would be the good trip. And to me, to sit in the suite, like I know 6,000 is a lot, but to have like your own private suite, bathroom, all inclusive food and drink and all that stuff. And there was other extras too that were involved with it, but if it was 1,000 to just go, and that's just to be with the common people, and we know that we're way better than those people to sit there in that kind of environment. We're top notch here. Narcissist I am. But we deserve suite access and our own private bathrooms where we can eat chicken tenders and drop deuces and stuff at the event, and not share the common restrooms with these people. Look, I sat front row next to the stinkiest fucking person on the face of this planet, and I had to like turn my head and take deep breaths all night long because this dude stunk so bad. So I can only imagine that was front row that I experienced that. But anyway,
You think about how many people are going to be up there for the whole week of WrestleMania. Some of them ain't taking showers between. They're just going from event to event.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, the amount of money that they spent on their tickets, I mean, they probably said, "Oh, I just won't get a hotel room. I'll just sleep in my car and I'll just do a shower at Planet Fitness or something." And yeah, we know wrestling fans.
Yeah.
So, Yep. So, but yeah, the wife has heard this story. I told Gio about it too. I said, I want this. I was like, I can justify this, but I have to be able to do this first. Like I need to have this done. I'll tell you off the show. I ain't going to say it on here but it didn't happen. So we're not at WrestleMania until I walk out and help Logan Paul tomorrow. Or, well, was it tomorrow night or am I helping him on Sunday night? We'll have to see. Sunday night, right?
Yeah.
Opening a Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
So, but good show. Thank you guys for joining me for the WrestleMania preview. I know that this typically doesn't draw in like the same kind of crowd that Hat Talk Live does, but I think we had a decent crowd in here tonight. And we're late anyway. It's 11:30 on the East Coast. I see Charisma just joining in now.
We definitely appreciate the people that talk to wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for joining in tonight. And it's been a lot. I'm exhausted. I've been 3 shows in 2 days. I'm beat, and it's late. So we'll get out of here and stick around. We'll talk after and everything. But thank you guys for watching tonight. Appreciate you guys, and we'll be watching WrestleMania. I think you guys will be watching both nights, right? Like the plans are, you're going to be watching and everything. So we'll be talking and everything. I'm sure we'll have a message, thread, and anybody watching can feel free to message us too. And we'll talk to you probably while we're watching. So from 7 p.m. Eastern time until midnight, at least tomorrow night and Sunday night, I'll be on the couch watching wrestling. Yep. So there you go. That's going to be the plan for me too. So,
yep.
All right. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining in. Appreciate Gio and Crazyhawk every time for being a part of this and everything. Great wrestling friends that I met through hats and everything. Appreciate you guys being here tonight. As always, I'm Big T.
Gio.
Crazyhawk.
We the ones.